All right, are we ready? Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to my late May garden tour. I meant to initially to just do monthly garden tours, but I just felt so compelled to share with you all the updates because everything's changing so fast week by week, even though it's so hot these days in Phoenix and it seems like nothing would grow. What was I going to start with? I think I'm going to start with the sunflower border because it's hot over here, and then we can move into the shade later. So, to me, this is very exciting because this is my first time growing sunflowers ever, and it is just astonishing to me that these guys grew from seed just a few months ago, and this is way taller than me. I love this branching variety. I think this is going to give a lot of payoff over the course of the entire season, or at least that's my hope. This smaller branching variety, I'm also a big fan of. As you can see, it's basically in full bloom right now. This entire border, honestly, it looks worse than it did a couple weeks ago because the zinnias are struggling. The smallest branching sunflower, I think, is on its way out. So as the season goes on, it's probably gonna ebb and flow. This is Tithonia, or Mexican sunflower, and as you can see, it's starting to bloom, and hopefully those will come out in a couple days. These two big guys right here, I'm pretty sure these are Mammoth Gray, which means that they're gonna produce one big flower as opposed to branching, and after that they're done. So we'll see how that goes. Honestly, I'm not sure if I would grow that again, but it's just fun to try a bunch of different things. All right, we need to talk about the center planter bed because I completely forgot to talk about it last time. But as you can see, I direct sowed a number of things: beans, zinnias, and sunflowers. So as you can see, the everything is sort of starting to pop up. The beans look like they're doing great. We installed the shade cloth very recently, actually as of this past weekend, and it still needs to be tightened up, but I think it's gonna work out great. It already seems to provide a lot of shade, especially because this whole area basically receives sun from dawn till dusk. So it's going to be important for us to have the shade to extend the growing season as much as we can. I feel like Shirley's going to throw up soon. She's literally mowing the lawn. So funny. Okay, let's talk about these planters. Again, I'm doing all this for the first time this season, so this has been exciting for me. I think they've started to fill out pretty nicely. As you can see, there's a lot of growth on the sweet potato vine. The only thing is, I'm a little torn about the maintenance schedule. So far, I've just been hand watering every single day, and that honestly would probably not be my preference because I feel like in order to garden, even at this limited scale, but at the scale that I'm trying to achieve, I should be putting as many things on drip irrigation as possible. And if I were to do drip irrigation here, I would probably want to run it from this hose bib and then go up, run this tubing down these poles, and then go into the planter beds or into the planters. So I don't know if there's a way to do that looks clean. I suppose I would just need to accept that the tubing is going to be visible no matter what. And I mean, I could finagle with it. I could paint it a different color, but at the end of the day, tubing is tubing, and this is going to be the cleanest look. But it's just the trade-off that I'm trying to figure out, right? Whether it's that maintenance is worth it. Another option I could do maybe is swap these out for like self-watering planters, but I don't know, because I got each of these for $20, and the ones that I would be swapping them out for would be like in like the $100, $200, maybe more range, and so again, I'm thinking about it, but so far I'm really pleased with how this looks. Okay, let us come over to this area. I'll remind us all that there's a moratorium on adding to the landscape, because even though right now it's actually a little cool, and this May has been on the cooler side, I feel like it's definitely getting hotter. It was 106 last week, so it's just I think it's too hot to add plants safely, and I want to be able to add plants when I'm maximizing the likelihood that they're actually going to survive. So unfortunately, we're all just gonna have to cope with the landscape looking a little barren for a little longer. Okay, but I did want to kind of just have a little progress update on this whole area. So as you can see, the Bishop's Crown pepper is still doing amazing, even as the temperatures are climbing. And no, sweetie. No, sweetie. As you can see, there's a pepper forming right here. And if Shirley will just leave it alone, hopefully it'll mature. These are my zinnias. It looks like they're just starting to bud up right here in the center. And I've chosen not to top or pinch these. That's a thing you can do to make the zinnias grow bushier, but I figure that once the first bloom comes up, I'll go ahead and cut it, and then that in and of itself will be a form of pinching. And I mean, I let this one grow pretty densely anyway, so I think getting bushier plants on the upfront would probably have not made sense anyway. My Thai, big Thai pepper is putting off a lot of fruit right now, so we'll be doing a lot of stir fries soon. Over here, so I had mentioned that I wanted to pull this plant as of 2 weeks ago, and I was totally going to do it, but because I had no faith that all this fruit was actually going to ripen. As it turns out, the fruit has been ripening, even though the stem looks so haggard. So I've just been enjoying the fruit. I've been coming out here and pulling and harvesting like a small handful each day, and it's been really rewarding. Again, first time growing tomatoes ever. First time growing them successfully. I attempted it twice before, and it's been great. So I'm really pleased with this. As you can see, there's another tomato plant that's growing, that suddenly started growing literally right next to it. So that's interesting. I think I'm just letting it go. It probably won't produce it much, but we'll just see how that goes. Over here, I still have hope that my single watermelon might develop something. I mean, I planted it at the right time of the year, but I think it might be in the wrong spot. Like, I feel like it might not be getting enough sun, just because it looks like it's like stretching out to try to find the light, you know? So we'll see. But everything else is looking really good. I feel like these peppers are developing nicely on this relatively small plant. The basils have been really wonderful this season. I've been harvesting a lot. Oh, there's a little bug on this one. But generally, these herbs are just not susceptible to pests at all. So that's really nice. It's like I kind of don't have to worry. We made a pesto the other day. That was really nice. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for today's garden update. I just felt like I was so excited to share the little changes that have been developing. even over the past couple weeks. And yeah, I think for the rest of the summer, my focus is going to be, there's going to be a moratorium on planting entirely. Like I want to take a break from it. Instead, I'll be focusing on doing structural things, but just slowly. So, for instance, one thing I might do soon is just slowly start working on trenching in the supply line for the drip irrigation, because Shirley keeps tripping on it and she keeps pulling out the drip irrigation, the 1/4-inch tubing. So it's probably good for me to work on that sooner than later. Another thing that I want to continue working on is just finalizing the flagstone, stepping stone, and boulder placement around the landscape. So as you can see, we have a few different boulders that we can play with, and then I will slowly get rid of the reject rocks as I go along. But I think my approach has just been like, these kinds of jobs aren't that fun, and while I'm not distracted by more fun tasks such as planting, and there's more limited harvesting around this time, I might as well just work on the not so fun tasks. And it's very doable, actually, even when it's kind of hot, because I can take a dip in the pool and then just come out and move like 3 rocks. I can work on it for a limited period of time after the sun goes down, but before it gets dark. And so yeah, I'm just optimistic that I'll be able to slowly address all these these not so fun tasks during the hottest time of the year. So yeah, I think that concludes today's garden tour. Thank you for watching, as always.